discussed warmly this week as Team Golf returns to the PGA Tour. NOLA is known for its hospitality and it hasn't disappointed at the Zurich Classic, where Jonas, Blixt and Cameron Smith have turned a one-shot lead into a four-shot advantage through 54 holes. We're on site at TPC Louisiana, where the wind has been blowing all day long as 41 teams jostled for position on the Zurich Classic at New Orleans. And we will start with Cameron Smith, the young Aussie. This is his tee shot at the par 3 third.
Well, you do have to give a tip of the cap to the players who were chosen for the odd holes in the alternate format, because they would have to hit some stellar iron shots on the difficult par 3s out here. This crosswind shot is just a stinger over 220 yards. Beautiful play by the Aussie.
17 feet, and Jonas with a chance to convert.
Well, after such a beautiful iron shot off the tee there, you got to take advantage of that, and they do just that, making 2 birdies in their first 3 holes.
Yeah, 2 under through their opening 3, 17 under now, a 3-shot lead. But Charlie Hoffman was making a move with Watney. This is a par putt at 9.
In windy conditions, you got to get closer to your work when you're putting. Widen your stance, bend over more. You certainly saw players doing that today. Charlie Hoffman did it perfectly right there.
So an excited Nick Watney. They shot 69, finishing around 15 under. Meanwhile, Patrick Reed, his third at 6.
This seems to have been the theme for the week. Lots of pitch-ins, lots of chip-ins, bump and runs. Just another great display of short game.
Reed and Cantlay, 13 under par now after a birdie at 7. Here's Cantlay's tee shot at 9.
Lots of angst and white knuckles on the 9th. A very difficult hole. You can tell he pulled this one right from the get-go. There's water over there. It looks like he might get a good break for just a second, but nope. Down into the lake there.
And you do not want to get in there.
They'd have to give one back, yes.
Plenty of
well
gators.
to just give bogey.
They would be 13 under. Meanwhile, Kisner and Brown had this second at 16.
Perfectly positioned off the tee, went over the bunker, leaving just a short 74-yard sand wedge, throw it behind the hole, bring it back down off the slope. Just what Kevin Kisner was hoping for, a good look at birdie. And then his partner in these type of formats, you feel like a little bit more pressure because you got to take advantage of it, and it does just that.
Makes it from 10 feet, and they would shoot 67 in the third round, finishing up at 15 under par. Just look at that back 9, by the way. We'll move ahead to Spieth and Palmer and start with Spieth's birdie chance at 13.
Well, this guy's just a dream partner, no question about it. But in windy conditions, he struggles from time to time inside of 4 to 8 feet. Missing there, and then his partner also had some work left trying to clean this up. This was after a beautiful wedge shot by Ryan Palmer. It looked like they might pick up a shot, and you can see how exposed that green was with the blustery conditions, and it is very difficult hitting these 4 or 5 footers.
Wow.
See that very often.
Despite backing off, he missed as well. So as we take another look, 1 of 3 misses inside of 5 feet today for Ryan Palmer. The bogey dropped him to 13 under. Now Blixt, his 4th at 11.
A tough position, really, but pitching it up to just an easy tap-in. Little shots like that around the greens is how you go around this golf course without a bogey.
Yeah.
See him getting the leading edge right under the ball, the arc of the ball, using the bounce, not even taking a divot, just barely picking it off the grass.
That would be a 2-shot lead then at 17 under, but now Brandl at 15.
Well, from a great look at Cameron Smith at the 15th, going from the chip of Jonas Blixt to the drive here, this is just textbook. Absolutely beautiful move. Little bit shut on the way back, which encourages more rotation on the way through. It's a great way to play in windy conditions, and just a beautiful drive and set up this iron shot, David.
Which, you know, again, in these formats, your partner has put you perfectly positioned, 148 yards, no more than a wedge. Throwing it back up there onto that back shelf, just an incredible golf shot, controlling the distance, getting it to check. That'd be an easy tap in.
Yeah, that would be a birdie to give them a 3-shot lead as we move ahead to 17.
Well, we've seen our share of bad breaks this week, but chalked one up to the good here. There's no way he thought that ball was going anywhere but in the water, but just caught up in that Bermuda rough and gave Blixt a chance to show off.
This would be a perfect par save. Hey, you got to have a bit of a luck if you're going to win a golf tournament, right? That's what they say. So we'll move ahead to 18 and Cameron Smith.
After a nice wedge into the green, little right to left break. 4 birdies, no bogeys.
The weather conditions were on the 11th hole, playing alongside Charlie Hoffman. Again, they're sort of downwind, across the green. You can see just how difficult this pitch is. Charlie Hoffman trying to drive it in low with some spin and get it to check. He wasn't able to do so. And again, that's a marvelous shot right there, and certainly gave his partner Nick Watney a decent look at birdie. But there is a big difference between a 11-foot putt for birdie and a 3 or 4-foot putt for birdie from a percentage standpoint. And this is where Jordan Spieth is getting a little different angle, but you can see how much more steeply he takes the club away on the backswing and how sharply he comes into it, and just how quickly that ball bites. It goes to sort of an unsure birdie to a sure birdie. And then at the very next hole, you're talking about in Jordan Spieth, from this distance, this is the best in the world right now from this distance. And it's just how difficult it is. Right in the middle of the fairway, nothing particularly difficult about the shot other than there's a lot of guesswork in the wind. Jordan Spieth coming up short there. And it wasn't just Jordan Spieth. His playing companion, Charlie Hoffman, who, again, with his short, sort of flat golf swing, he is marvelous in windy conditions. After watching the shot of Jordan Spieth, he goes back, changes clubs, and again, he goes to work, and you can see this is the dilemma that the players were facing today. Nothing drives up golf scores like windy conditions. And of course, when there is windy conditions, it puts such a premium on wedge shots. And Ryan Palmer would cut his teeth in West Texas. Again, this is a beautiful stab. This is almost Lee Trevino-esque right here, driving it in low, giving a great look at birdie. Now, we know they didn't make it, but they certainly had a beautiful opportunity. And again, at the 18th, it's Ryan Palmer. He takes the club head sort of out, sort of shut, loops it back under just a little bit. Again, very much like a Lee Trevino. Takes a sort of a sharp angle of attack and stabs it in there. Again, they didn't make that, but they're fine.
Stellar round of golf.
And the blue team have a 4-shot cushion heading into this final round at TPC Louisiana. Let's not deny Charlie Hoffman and Nick Watney, 69 and 67 for Kisner and Brown, but it is the leaders who carry the advantage.